Junior, congratulations.
Thank you.
You just defeated a longtime incumbent. He'd served in the legislature for more than a decade. Why did you look at this race and say Chris Turner is vulnerable? What made you think that?
Well, first, thank you for having me, Jason. It's an honor to be here. I've always watched the show, so I'm truly grateful to be here.
Appreciate that.
But I grew up in District 101. I've lived there since I was 2 years old. Went to all my schooling there from pre-K to college. UTA grad, Bowie High School grad as well. I looked at the district and thought that we needed change across the board in the Democratic Party. Thought we needed young progressive leaders across the board in Texas especially to move us forward, expand our electorate, and win really competitive elections, as we're seeing with the crazy turnout due to Jasmine Crockett and James Talarico being at the top of the ticket. Nothing in particular against Mr. Turner. I think he's a good man. I thought we just needed change, and I looked at the numbers. I said, this is winnable. It's going to be tough. It's going to require a lot of work, a lot of door knocking, but it's definitely winnable if I put in the work. And I pray to God, and we'll see what happens.
But Turner had done nothing to really have voters throw him out of office, but you saw something to make you go out there and campaign and door knock and get the vote out.
I'm a numbers guy. In my profession as a consultant, I work on numbers. I'm a political consultant by trade. I help people get elected all over the country, and I looked at the numbers just like when I ran for city council. The guy I beat to get on city council in Grand Prairie was not a bad person, but I knew the numbers were there to be competitive and potentially win. And I saw those same numbers with this election. I just said, I'm going to raise enough money to be competitive and run a formidable campaign. And by the grace of God, we're going to win it.
You have experience with political campaigns as a political consultant there you're just talking about. Incumbents in Texas usually win their legislative primaries, Democrat or Republican. How did your campaign break that pattern? You're looking at the numbers as one thing, but actually executing a plan to break the pattern is something else.
You have to have a very strong field plan. You definitely have to have a very strong field plan, especially.
And that's door knocking, that's showing up at the different events and venues and places like that. Is that what it is?
I'll tell you this. This is what I tell all the candidates that run, especially those that are, being outspent. Because Mr. Turner outspent me 10-1, if not 11-1. Events are cool, but you're wasting your time if you're spending a lot of time at events. You need to be at the doors. You need to have a very targeted door knocking strategy. You need to send enough mail to be competitive. I only sent about 3 mail pieces. I didn't have enough money to send out 5. But you need to be door knocking, running those digital ads. If you have some money for TV ads, do some TV ads on cable and streaming. You just need to make sure that your message and your name is spread out in the different methods and mediums. Having signs are good, but signs don't decide an election. But that canvassing component, making sure you're hitting those doors, because on average, you're going to talk to 1 out of every 5 people that open the door, right? So I would always say canvass, 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 especially when you're running state and local campaigns.
As you know, Democrats are in the minority in Austin. How does a freshman legislator from Grand Prairie get anything done?
I think first is taking the time out to listen and learn from the experienced legislators that have been there, both those that are currently serving and those that have served in the past, like Representative Turner, who I'm sure will give me great advice to help me be a successful freshman in the state legislature.
Will you reach out to him?
Oh, definitely.
And others? Really?
I have to. For me to be a good legislator for my community, for District 101, I have to have the humility to know that I don't know everything. And I have to go to those that have been serving prior to me getting there and ask them for their guidance, for their expertise, and for their wisdom, so I can be able to deliver for my constituents. So that's the first step. And the next step is being bold and believing in a vision where we can not just unite residents across the state of Texas, but deliver on policies that impact their daily life. And that's what I'm going to focus on, those kitchen table issues.
You support raising the minimum wage, ending school vouchers. Give voters a realistic answer here, though. When you're in a Republican-controlled legislature, how much can you actually accomplish?
You can't accomplish everything all at once. It's going to take time. Those are policies that I support and I will fight for. But being realistic, I know I can't do it all on day one. But we can build towards it. We can find common ground. An issue that I spoke about that people don't even realize has bipartisan support is banning private equity and large corporations from buying single-family homes. President Trump talked about it recently, and many Republicans are supporting it now.
It's a national issue, yeah. You want to bring it to the state, though.
Exactly, because housing is an issue that affects all of us, especially in Tarrant County. Back in 2021, 52% of all the single-family homes that were bought were sold to private equity or large institutional investors, which price out regular people from home ownership. So this is an issue that affects everybody, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, and that's an issue where we can find common ground and solve that to make housing affordable for all.
Junior, Texas politics often revolves around budget fights. What are some spending priorities that you would fight for?
Definitely increasing funding for public education. We have to increase the per pupil allotment and get it to where it's at least meeting the national average from where it is right now.
Yeah.
That's a major priority for me. Finding opportunities to support local and small businesses, creating more grants and loan opportunities for small business owners across the state, especially those in my district. Those are two areas that I think are very important. Working to support local communities when it comes to more grocery stores. Folks at the polls are asking me, what are you going to do to lower grocery prices? I think an idea is having the state provide incentives, work with local governments, cities, city councils, county governments to, in areas that are food deserts, provide incentives, whether it's tax abatements, different forms of support to help drive more economic development and drive more grocery stores to come into communities.
You're 26 years old?
Yes, sir.
Mayor Pro Tem in Grand Prairie.
Yes, sir.
Critics are going to look at this and say, well, he's 26. He's going to the legislature. I mean, it's vicious down there sometimes. People might think you lack experience for that. What do you tell them?
You know, I don't have as much experience as those that have been there for longer than me, but I've been a council member for almost 5 years. I've been a mayor pro tem for a year now, and I have enough experience to go and make an impact and make a difference. But I have the humility and the understanding that I have to take out the time to learn, to meet with those that have been there longer than I have, so I can be an effective legislator. Rome wasn't built in a day. But you grow and you build it brick by brick, step by step, and then we'll be able to really accomplish a lot of things. So I just know that I won't be the best legislator on day one, but I will grow into that over time with the support of my colleagues and the voters, and by the grace of God.
What's one issue you faced at City Council that really tested you?
Ooh, that's a great question. That's a great question. When I ran for City Council, I was 21, going on 22 years old. I was at UT Arlington while I was running for council. Got elected.
You were still in college when you ran for council and got elected.
I got elected 2 weeks after I graduated from UTA.
Wow.
So one major issue was just gaining the trust of my constituents and having them have belief in me and trust that I could deliver for them and be a good council member. So I spent a lot of time just being out there in the community, educating people, but also being transparent. Whatever I was doing in the community, I would share it on Facebook, Instagram, social media.
Yeah.
I have town hall meetings, and I would welcome the community into the city. Basically bring the city to the community,
Yeah.
inform people about what we're doing, what can be done, and how city government affects them. And as a state representative, that's what I'm going to do as well, because a lot of people hear about the state government, but they don't know, what does the state do? What does the state have power over? How does it impact my day-to-day life? That's what we're going to do. We're going to bring the state to the community.
Would you describe yourself as a progressive? Where are you in the Democratic Party?
I call myself a populist progressive. That's who I am. I believe in populist economic policies, and I support social progressivism.
And when we talk about the Democratic Party today in Texas, what do you think it needs?
I think it needs young folks across the board. I think it needs a mixture, experienced leadership, but also young people that balance it out. I think we need diversity across the board. Diversity can't just be in race and ethnicity. We need diversity in race and ethnicity. We also need diversity in age. We need diversity in profession. We need people from all over, all different walks of life, because what that does, it provides different perspectives, especially when it's legislation that affects educators or affects people within the workforce or affects local governments.
Yeah.
On the city council level, we have been preempted so many times by the state government. And largely that's due to the fact that many state legislators, especially on the Republican side, did not serve on the local level to know what the impacts are and how that grossly affects us. But me being someone that has been there, I can come in with this perspective and say, hey guys, thank you for your service, but we need to make sure that we give cities and local governments the latitude that they need to do the work that they need to do. So I think we just need diversity across the board in profession, in race, in age. We need people that look like our state.
Well, why is that absent in the party today?
I think a lot of it is money, because think about it. Who can run is the people that have the money, people that are able to raise the money. Usually young folks aren't able to raise the money. Usually teachers or nurses aren't able to afford to go and serve in the legislature and make, $7,000 a year?
$7,200 a year.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So money affects it, both on the fundraising side, but also in the sacrifice, spending time away from your job that funds your livelihood, right? Yeah. Allows you to afford to, live, and then also just be there. So I think money plays a big part in keeping a lot of good people out of politics on all levels, especially local and state.
You do not have a Republican opponent in November, so you're heading to the legislature now after this primary win. Congratulations on
Thank
that. What's priority one, though, once you get there and the legislature opens next year?
I think it starts right now. It's already meeting with other state legislators, taking in the wisdom and the information and the value that they have for me as people that are experienced, meeting with different members in our community. Across the board in Arlington, Grand Prairie, and Mansfield, because I'm going to be representing 3 cities, no longer just the city of Grand Prairie. Meeting with with different interest groups and seeing what issues are important to them. Just being present across the board, both in Austin and here in District 101. That's how I get effective and hit day one running, hit the ground running.
But legislatively, though, what's top priority for you in the new session?
Definitely public school funding is top priority for me. Public school funding. Our public schools in Texas they don't receive the kind of funding that other schools do across the nation. So definitely increasing the funding for public schools is very important to me. Making home ownership affordable is so important to me. In Texas, the average age for a first-time home buyer is 40 years old. 20 years ago, it was 31 years of age. We have a humongous problem. And we don't want Gen Z, millennials, and some Gen Xers to be the generations of just renters. We don't want that. We want people to be able to own something, build equity in their home, and be able to pass it on to their children one day or their grandchildren as their grandparents or their parents did for them. So those are 2 issues that are very crucial, very important to me, and that I will fight for and work on day one. And I believe we'll find common ground to tackle those challenges.
Junior, congratulations.
Thank you so much, Jason. I appreciate you.